Hi everyone, Puma here, and for today's video, I wanted to talk about my top 5 favorite Pokemon to use, like in battle and in general. Okay, so number 5, Clefable. Now you might be wondering why such a derpy, cute looking Pokemon is on my list. You'll notice a trend as we go through these Pokemon. Clefable's one of my favorite Pokemon to use in competitive battling because of its ability Magic Guard. And if you don't know what Magic Guard does, it's like one of the cheapest abilities in the game because it makes it so that way effect damage doesn't work. You can only get damage from being hit by an attack. So no poison, no leech seed. Life Orb doesn't damage you, but you can still get the boost off of it, which is really cheap. And that's exactly what I do with it actually. I have Clefable hold a Life Orb, and then I have her use moves like Calm Mind to boost up her stats, and then my favorite combination is actually Life Orb, Magic Guard, Clefable with Calm Mind, Soft Boiled, Psychic, and Hyper Beam. It's really cheap, it's really fun, and the fact that Clefable can learn Soft Boiled from like Fire Red and Leaf Green, it adds to just how cheap Clefable can be, because it can heal itself on top of boosting itself and having an increased attack stat. So I'd say that's pretty awesome. Alrighty, so my 4th favorite Pokemon to use in competitive play would be Azumarill. So I like Azumarill because not only is it like fat and squishy and like pudgy, it's so cute. I love its ability, Huge Power. What Huge Power does is it takes Azumarill's very horrible attack stat and doubles it. It can learn Aqua Jet, which gives it the ability to attack first. And Aqua Jet actually can take advantage of both Stab and Azumarill's very massive attack stats. So Azumarill becomes this sweeper that can like annihilate everything if you combine it with the right moves and items. And also, who doesn't like it? I mean, it's giant, puffy, and cute, and you just want to squish it. Alrighty, so my top 3 favorites. Number 3, we've got Togekiss. Now with Togekiss, it's easily one of the cheapest Pokemon in the game if you use it right. First off, make sure its ability is Serene Grace. Hustle is very rarely useful in Togekiss. Secondly, give it Thunder Wave and Air Slash and King's Rock. That combination, it's like instant flinch. Because Thunder Wave makes it so that way the opponent's slow enough so you can flinch it. And Air Slash combined with Serene Grace, that's a 60% chance of flinching. Plus another 22% chance of flinching from King's Rock and Serene Grace, so you have like an 82% chance of flinching your opponent alone. And Stab plus Air Slash plus Togekiss's incredibly high special attack stat, it just makes it a colossal sweeper. Although if you want to like run a physical set, it's fun to actually give Togekiss Drain Punch because A, that's coverage against ice and rock types, and B, no one expects Togekiss to be able to punch. It has no arms. So I think it's cute, misleading, and definitely one of my favorite Pokemon to use. It's very reliable. Alrighty, number 2. This one is Jumpluff. Jumpluffs are so awesome. So Jumpluff has a high speed stat, which is pretty much all it's really useful for. I like to use the combo Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Substitute, and Protect. I like Jumpluff because it's so adorable and it's cute, it's fluffy, it's shiny form, it kind of looks like cotton candy. I like to have my favorite Pokemon to use out of the Jumpluffs, shiny Jumpluff. It's my second favorite to use because it's fast, you can piss off a lot of people with it. Sure, the Leech Seed combo, its coverage isn't the best because like against Magic Guard Pokemon, Grass type Pokemon, it doesn't work. But with everything else, this combination is so unbelievably cheap, it's just awesome. I've taken down like Heatrans and Magmortars with this combination because Jumpluff just outsped the Pokemon and completely said, screw you, type disadvantage, I'm gonna kick your butt anyways. So I totally recommend using Jumpluff as just a member of your team, but never use it in one-on-one because one-on-one battles might not be the smartest idea. And I'm not saying like single battles, I'm saying like you have one Pokemon, they have one Pokemon. It's not a smart idea to use Jumpluff in those, but in definitely 3-on-3 battles and more, Jumpluff is a very viable choice. Alrighty, number 1, Umbreon! Okay, so I love Umbreon because it's got high defense stats, and it has in what I feel is one of the cheapest combos in the game. It can learn Yawn, which puts the opponents to sleep, and with Umbreon's high defense stats, that move, it's like just so cheap. Because like Yawn, it activates a turn after it's used, and with Umbreon's high defense stats, it pretty much ensures that the opponent will be asleep or they'll have to switch out. And the main combo, which is the one I really love, it's Curse and Payback. So what Curse does is it lowers the speed of the user, but it increases its attack and defenses if it's not a ghost. The normal like stat increase-decrease effect of Curse, which is the one I'm referring to here, when you use it in conjunction with Umbreon, it's just unbelievably cheap. Because Umbreon, its high stat is its special defense, followed by regular defense. Curse, sure it lowers the speed of the user, but it increases its regular defense and regular attack. So Umbreon's second strongest stat gets an increase to match its first strongest stat, and also it gets an increase in the attack, which can make it somewhat more viable for offensive options. And speaking of offensive options, the perfect attack for Umbreon, Payback. Payback's a dark type attack, so it gets stabbed from being used by the dark type Umbreon. Payback's special effect is if the user uses this attack after the opponent, its power doubles. And because Curse lowers your speed, it pretty much ensures that you're going to be going after your opponent. And also Payback's a physical attack, so Curse's physical attack boost will affect it for the better. And that just makes this little cute evolution one of the cheapest physical tanks you'll ever see. Also can learn moves like Moonlight and Wish to help like with its HP. And in Generation 5, it can get the item Rocky Helmet, which can help further ward off like physical attacks, which makes it really, really strong. Like, I actually beat the Pokemon World Tournament like every single bracket, including the Champions bracket, with just this guy. I'll admit Steven Stone was a pain in the ass to face with just a dark type, but we made it work. Oh yeah, and on a funny side, something I noticed was really funny about my favorite three: Togekiss, Jumpluff, and Umbreon. So, my name is Puma Tsukibana, right? Puma is Italian for feather. Tsukibana, Tsuki means moon, Bana means flower, together it means Mayflower, but let's set the Mayflower thing aside and focus on moon and flower. So Puma, feather, Togekiss, flying type, bird thing, Tsuki, moon, Umbreon, moon, it's like the moonlight Pokemon, I love it so much, and Bana, flower, and Jumpluff is like sort of a flower. I mean, it's like a dandelion flower thing, so I thought it was kind of funny how my favorite three Pokemon actually directly correlate with my name, because like I didn't even notice that like I fell in love with these Pokemon in competitive play. So I thought that was really cool. Oh, wait, yeah, so I thought that was funny, but those are my top 5 favorite Pokemon to use in competitive battle, and I will see you guys soon. これは、ひゅーまちゃんのチャンネル